Embracing the vibrant cultural and social contributions of LGBTQ+ owned small businesses is vital in nurturing a thriving LGBTQ+ community. These businesses stand as beacons of resilience and self-reliance, enriching our community fabric every single day. While their significance often extends beyond monetary measures, it's essential to acknowledge their invaluable role in our collective journey, not only during Pride Month, but throughout the year. Addressing the financial disparities they face is not just about rectifying injustice, it's about unlocking opportunities for growth and prosperity. By championing financial equity for these businesses, we pave the way for a brighter future, one where LGBTQ+ workers, communities, and the entire nation can flourish together. Hello, my name is Glory Casuto, and I'm the Supports Program Director at the Frederick Center.
And I'm Amanda Holk, a volunteer and one of the co-founders of the Worth the Wait group at the Frederick Center. Highlighting LGBTQ+ businesses is significant for several reasons. It provides visibility and representation. This helps break down stereotypes and fosters a more inclusive environment by challenging discrimination. It sends a message that everyone deserves equal opportunities regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. It leads to economic empowerment because supporting the LGBTQ+ businesses contributes to our economic growth. When consumers intentionally choose to buy from queer-owned businesses, it boosts our financial stability and success. Highlighting LGBTQ+ businesses also fosters community building, as our businesses often serve as safe spaces for the LGBTQ+ community. By promoting them, we strengthen community bonds and create networks of support. Also, successful LGBTQ+ entrepreneurs inspire others to pursue their dreams. Our stories serve as powerful role models for aspiring business owners in our community.
In a nutshell, celebrating LGBTQ+ businesses is about empowerment, visibility, and fostering a more inclusive economy for us all. Despite these challenges, the LGBTQ+ community continues to soar above the blaring disparities to celebrate loudly and proudly. During this Pride Month, we encourage everyone to celebrate with us by honoring this community's impact in history and on future generations, advocating for equitable rights and promoting acceptance as we continue to remind the world that there is still work to be done to achieve full equality and inclusivity. We must empower all individuals and communities to continue the fight for LGBTQ+ rights in every way we can.
Like many other communities in the United States, the City of Frederick and its queer-owned businesses are no strangers to overcoming obstacles to serve the community. Join us as we hear insight from some of Frederick's LGBTQ+ owned businesses: Dublin Roasters, Pride on the Patio, Puerto Rico Distillery, Nevermore Events, KR Realty Group, and The Showroom.
I have lived in many places growing up as a Navy brat, and Frederick, you see a lot more diversity in the commercial spaces. You see mom and pop shops. It's not just big box stores. Positives are seeing a diversity in the types of businesses that are here. Frederick does a really good job of creating activities, festivals, farmers markets, not only for the public, but networking within the professional community. It's been really beneficial for us. My wife met me when Puerto Rico Distillery was in the planning stage, and so she kind of took a leap of faith that this was going to work out, and now we are not only supported and welcomed by the community, but I'm able to support my family, and we have this beautiful baby daughter that we're welcoming, and so I see immeasurable potential by being who you are and showing others that they can do it too. Pride Month is great because it's a reminder to celebrate, but I think we all benefit from remembering that it started off as a riot. And so let's think about how we can support these businesses every day of the year.
Dublin Roasters Coffee is celebrating 25 years this year. So we're going to do some stuff with the chamber and the city to celebrate that whole milestone. But it did kind of happen, based on a hobby and a passion. In regard to LGBT, I know there are some barriers there. For me, like I said, I think I've overcome some of them, and it's just more of an openness for me. When being one of the first, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And there are questions that, maybe some people would find them offensive or too personal. But I think being in the police department first, that kind of got wiped away because you are uncomfortable a lot of the time. And I just understood that the more the conversation happened, the more everyone would get some questions answered. It's new to people in some regards in small communities. So now I feel like the ball is rolling and the support is happening and the questions are being answered. And it's bridging that gap. So I didn't have a ton of barriers, but it was because of, I think, my attitude of just whatever questions you want to ask, I'm here. I think it's important to highlight it, and definitely, honestly, sometimes I forget, oh yeah, I'm gay. How about that? It just never comes up. So, but I have to remember that because I need to highlight it. Not everyone is at this place in their life and could sometimes use, a little pick-me-up, a little bit of morale, feeling safe. So if you're out there and you're present in the community, it just kind of inspires them unknowingly that, hey, this is definitely possible and I can do this. And, it just kind of helps them to see that it's achievable.
This city not only welcomes but celebrates diversity. I've felt that myself since I've been here for the last decade in very big ways. Especially when I lived downtown. Pride Month was special because there's just rainbows everywhere, and it's just a fun place to be. In Frederick, there's a general strong sense of community spirit here in the community at large and within the LGBT community. Not only general community spirit, but a collaborative spirit between businesses also, where we often work together to promote each other and the city as a whole. My organization, Transplant, combines the KR Group with Pride on the Patio and the Castro Kramer Business Collective, which enables me to not only help people find housing, but I can help them find their people, find their tribe, make friends, find local resources. And then through the Castro Kramer Business Collective, I can potentially help them find employment also. And from all of those angles, I can help someone start a life here in this community, just like I did once, and thrive. If you're an LGBT person, whether you need housing, whether you need friends, whether you need resources, and you're having trouble locating these things, come to Pride on the Patio. Check out Transplant. We have a ton of resources for the LGBT community in general. We can also refer you to other resources as well, like the Frederick Center. The Frederick Center is incredible, and they do a great job doing what they do.
I've worked for various venues just as a subcontractor for probably 8 years now, and just have seen the ways that things work and don't work, and noticing where people are feeling limited, where my hands were tied, and going out and being able to do things on my own where I could support a wider audience that may not be able to spend $25,000 on a wedding was incredibly important to me. I have had several either potential clients or clients come to me and say, hey, we've reached out to other people, several other vendors, and have been either passively turned away or actively turned away for services based on their sexual preference and the partner they chose, which is completely awful. A lot of these people will send family members to come and speak for them. We'll get a lot of emails from sisters, friends, and kind of have to work that angle to be able to make this couple feel included, make them feel supported. And that really comes across not just in the LGBTQ community, but with others as well that feel underserved. Something I never felt the need to really discuss in the past. if I feel uncomfortable, which is mostly some of that spectrum and neurodivergence talking, I explain it. The other part of it, I'm just comfortable and very open about it. We do like to do things like standing on this bridge. We're doing a ceremony to start, wedding ceremony to start Pride. It'll be just a vow renewal, and hopefully in the next few years it'll be a little bigger than that. But I just kind of want people to be able to share the love and see that we're supporting these couples that deserve to have a chance as well.
Oh, Frederick's an amazing place. I remember the first time I came here in the early 90s and walked around downtown and just thought, this is incredible. And I remember looking at that time there was a lot of vacant buildings in downtown Frederick, and I thought someday this is going to be amazing. That someday came quite a while ago, and Frederick is such an amazing place. My LGBTQ identity is part of who I am. I'm also a parent, a dad. I'm a spouse. I'm a business owner. I'm a lot of different things, and the fact that I'm gay is no more important a piece of who I am than the other pieces. It's really easy for us to go through life making other people two-dimensional and to make judgments about people based on the way they dress or the color of their skin or who they love. Or the fact that they're a business owner or a mom or whatever these other things are. We try to put people in little boxes, and by being my whole three-dimensional self and looking for other people's whole three-dimensional selves, I think life becomes a whole lot more interesting.
Pride on the Patio is many things. We are a social and cultural institution in Frederick. We provide events and social gatherings for the LGBTQ community, but we really saw a need that there were so many small communities and neighborhoods within our city that our members of the LGBTQ community lived, and they necessarily didn't know each other, but they had lots of things in common. And part of the reason LGBTQ identities are often linked to nightlife, and nightlife often is about creating, as I had said earlier, creating a world and getting away from daily life where there may be pressures that you can't fully be the person that you want to be on the inside. But when we create safe spaces that are inclusive and you may actually be creating a different person. You're exemplifying something that you can't normally do during some hours of the day. And so that was certainly why Pride on the Patio has come about. I think I want people most to know that it's good to be yourself and be authentic, to find your niche in your audience, and just to never give up and always celebrate your successes, no matter how small they are. When you have lots of those little small successes, they eventually wind up being very big successes.
The City of Frederick has provided one of the most welcoming and inclusive environments for the LGBTQ+ business community. Proudly displayed pride flags and openly celebrated spaces of belonging are common sights throughout our city. Our community members often feel safe, positively seen, and actively heard. It's no wonder that the City of Frederick has earned a 100 on the Human Rights Campaign for the 2023 Municipal Equality Index, as they seem intentional about creating positive solutions toward a continued drive of resolving realized systemic inequalities in every area.
The City of Frederick urges us to not only celebrate but actively support queer-owned businesses. We can begin by asking these businesses directly how we can best assist them. Simply listening to the voices of impacted communities is an often overlooked step towards creating change. While Pride Month is a great time of celebration, it's also a critical time to reflect on and enhance our inclusive efforts. Inclusivity goes beyond mere performative recognition. It involves creating an environment where everyone is valued, respected, and empowered to be their true selves. Some practical ways to have an impact may include sharing online education content from the LGBTQ+ community members to highlight their voices, and we can also participate in the learning experience as well. As a business, perhaps reviewing and updating your work policies to be more intentionally inclusive in your language towards the LGBTQ community. Creating and advertising safe spaces of open communication and allyship are always welcome. And of course, being a patron of a queer-owned business in our community to promote the financial well-being of the LGBTQ+ community goes without saying.
Inclusivity is not a one-time effort, but an ongoing commitment. Honoring Pride Month in our local businesses is more than just a celebration. It's an opportunity to reflect on our commitment to making meaningful changes. By educating ourselves, updating policies, celebrating inclusivity, creating safe spaces, promoting allyship, implementing inclusive language, highlighting LGBTQ+ voices, and supporting LGBTQ+ clauses, we can create a place where everyone is truly valued and empowered. As we celebrate Pride Month, let's commit to recognizing LGBTQ+ businesses and truly honoring diversity and inclusivity across all intersectionality.